It is August 17th, 2025. We're here at the Fall Creek boat launch area. We came by and it was actually open today. So over here we've got an outhouse and a couple benches that you can sit on, and it's got the garbage can. And then I noticed as we pull up, there's this little, I don't know what you want to call it, that like a truck can hook up to get water, I'm assuming, or I don't think put water in, probably to draft water. And over here I noticed there's a sign that says City of Yreka, Fall Creek. I know the City of Yreka does get their water from Fall Creek, so I'm not exactly sure what this is for. The only thing I can think of is that they would water trucks would come and draft water from that pipe. So I'll show you what the rest of this area looks like. Normally when we've been up here, they've still been working on it or it's closed. I'm thinking they probably got done with it a couple weeks ago. The last time I was up this direction, I think 3 weeks ago, they were still working, so it looks like it's done. And that is the entrance, and they have another outhouse right there. So this would be like, I guess they're calling it the Fall Creek boat launch area. The day use actually is just up and around the corner up there. We'll see if we can see it from here. So I'll go up here to this high spot first and see what we can see. And that would be looking down the Klamath River. This is not far above the Narrows, the Iron Gate Narrows. So this is kind of like a new little field trip for us, an area that I haven't been before or was unable to access. Water clarity doesn't look too bad from here. Must drop off somewhere over there. I can't really tell, but it does look like it kind of drops off. And from here you can barely see the day use area that's up there. Around that bend, we went up there, but it was closed. Not sure how sturdy those rocks are, so I might just walk around and we'll go down and see what the water looks like. And before I leave this little spot that I'm on and walk down to the boat launch, that bush of trees right there is actually where Fall Creek comes in. So we're right below Fall Creek. So now I'm going to go ahead and walk on up and I'll go on down to the boat launch. So as I'm walking down the boat launch, this is the new dry hydrant that they put in. This would to help with like fire suppression, I guess, whenever we do have fires up here. We've been fortunate. We had a fire earlier in the week, the Heather fire, which was on the south side of Iron Gate, probably not too far, probably south on the other side of that mountain range. Lots of foam. Been watching it float down the river today. We can see that there's foam here. Lots of, I'm not sure what kind of bugs those are. I'm not sure what kind of a beetle or bug or whatever that is. But there seems to be a lot of those right here. As I walk, they all fly. There's quite a few of them. Might have to do a Google search when I get home to see what they are. But this is what the water's looking like here. It's foamy. You can see that there's already some algae moss stuff growing on the grates. It's definitely kind of more murky here. It's clear, but it's kind of murky, I guess you could say. You can see in the water, but it's not exactly real clear. Still has like that brown-green hue to it. I can see the rocks in the bottom right here, but it's not like real crystal clear. Lots of foam. It's all on the grates. And if you look across, it's over there as well. I'm sure you could see that when I was up top. The rock formations are definitely pretty cool. I love looking at all the different rock formations that are here. And as I pan around, you can see all the foam. Few bugs. See a few butterflies up on the side. As far as over the top of the water though, I don't really see any kind of bugs. Maybe a couple dragonflies here and there. But I really don't see any bugs above the water with the exception of a few dragonflies. I don't know if we would see any baby fish here. I think it's too much of a current right here. But this is what it's looking like at this new boat launch access right below the Fall Creek, right below Fall Creek.